Alright, today I'm going to show a video of how to program some keys to the Ram 2500 4th gen truck with the key fobs. So my old key or actually both keys I have are in really bad shape, and the button is starting to automatically lock the door. So I probably could swap out the circuit board in here with another circuit board, but I'd rather just program keys. So I've got the AutoProPad Lite from Xtool. Got these keys from American Key Supply. So we're going to start. First, I've already put the programmer into the OBD2 port. That's Bluetooth from the AutoProPad Lite. And I'm going to go ahead and start this up and go through the instructions. This one here, I think the last time I updated it was, I think 2019 when I bought it. So you click here and go to Chrysler, and here it kind of gives you the different vehicles. So one of them is the Ram, and as you can see, these are the years it covers. Of course, they have newer ones out there, but for this version of the tool, it does these different things. So now I'm going to go back, and we're going to hit Chrysler again to start that particular software. It just gives a disclaimer. I'm going to click agree. So this is the start of it right here. And like I say, the Bluetooth is already plugged in the truck. So now I'm going to hit automatic identify. And I can hear it clicking in the truck. And that is correct, the 2500 2014. I'm going to read the PIN code first. So that's my PIN code. I'm going to write that down. So I'm going to go ahead and add a key. And it's going to be a phobic. It says turn hazard lights on and switch ignition to off position. So I'm going to do that here in a minute. So I'm going to start by turning the hazard lights on, which are here. Hazard lights are on, and it's off. Okay, we've done that. So we're going to place the new phobic into the ignition and make sure it's in the off position. Now the key is in the on position, or in the off position. We're going to go forward, and it automatically filled out my security code that I read earlier, so that's nice. I'm going to move forward. It says programming success. So now I am going to crank up the truck and see if it runs. It's the new key. So far, I don't have any error messages. Truck is running. I don't hear any signs or see any errors. That's good. I'm going to turn it off. So it looks like it worked. So let me see what happens if I lock and unlock the door. It worked. Awesome. Now I'm going to try to see if it'll do the remote start. Let me turn off that. Let's see what happens when we do remote start. I don't know if it's going to work. It should work. Looks like it's gonna start. There it goes. So it did work. Now I'm going to see if it'll turn off. Oh, it locks the door automatically. And by pressing that, it turned the engine off. So this key is good. So now I'm good on that front. All I have to do now is program the, or not program, but actually cut the key, the emergency key, to get into the door. So let me see if I can get it out here. So this is the emergency key. So I'll have to cut that. I have the old key already. And other than that, she's good to go. So it worked. All right, so the next stage of the process, we're gonna cut the emergency keys, or the keys to get into the doorway, which is this right here. I've got the old key that the truck came with, and we're gonna start cutting it on this machine right here. So I'm gonna turn it on. And let it boot up. And the way this is working, this is the older model. It doesn't have a flip up display. So I'll try to see if I can get in as close as I can. Let me see if I can get it to go down a little bit so you can see it. Might have to zoom in. But basically this is it. So basically if I want to duplicate, I'm going to go here. Then I'm just going to put the type of vehicle it is. So I'm just going to put Ram or CR. Actually, let's try Dodge. Confirm. And we're going to try to find Ram pickup. I'm just going to select the latest one, because that should be a Y159, which I think this is it here. Yeah, I believe this is it right here. So we've got our M1. Let's see if I can zoom out. So we've got the M1 key adapter already loaded. We'll just need to load the key into it. So in order to do that, first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the old key. Once I read the old key, then I can put the new key in. So let me find the old key. So this is the old key. We're going to put it in here. Should have cleaned this out before I did all this, but whatever. M1. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit decode, and that's going to try to look for the key, the different edges of the key, to figure out like all the different cuts. So I'm going to hit that. I'll try to see if I can get a little closer. And once we do that, we're going to hit confirm. And it'll look and see. Okay, So at this point, the key and all the cuts are here on the screen. As long as it looks like the one that we're dealing with, we can use that to go ahead and cut a new key. So what I like to do is I like to get just a regular straight key, a metal key, and try it and test it to see if it actually works after I cut it before I use my good keys. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I was able to find an emergency key in my lot. I don't have like a regular key, so this is basically what it's going to have to be for now, just to kind of test it before I use it on these here. I actually have some more, so if this doesn't work, I can still use some other keys. So I'm going to plug this in here like that. I'm just trying to make sure these are the same. Yes, they are. So I'm going to tighten this down. So now we're ready to cut based on what we have here. So I'm going to start the cutting process. Alright, so now the key is ready to be tested. And you know, if it works, I will just put it on there, and if it doesn't, then I'll just try it again. So on this key machine here, I just use it to clean a little bit. Just kind of I could use a regular key machine like this to cut it, but I like using a digital one. Also, another cool thing about this machine is I can save my readings here, so that if I want to come back and cut another key, I don't have to have the old key. So I can just put, you know, the key at the vehicle. So mine's a 2014 Ram. So that way I don't have to worry about remembering or taking another key and reading it. I can just go ahead and have it there, because you don't want to lose all your keys, because then you'll have to find you'll have to probably go get that information off of a website, and that's going to cost you money. So it's best to just go ahead and save your key into the machine. That way you don't have to worry about if you lost all your keys somehow, you would still be able to make another key. You just pull it up and hit cut. So that's another nice thing about it. Alright, so we've got our door key. I'm just going to go ahead and test it before I put it in my remote. And it works. So we are ready. If we need to use the door key, we can do it. So, and that is it. So now we have a functional door key. We'll have two of them. I've cut two keys, so we're ready to go.